श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. So today we will be discussing the prayers of Queen Kunti. So this is something which appears in the first canto, the 8th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, and specifically speaking it is from verses 18 to 43. So this is something which many of us may have known or we all know, memorized also. But the more, as we know, the more we discuss about a subject, we internalize it more, and this is called sadhana. So we are not repeating, we are not changing anything anytime, and we are not adopting something new or taking to some new process. We are repeating the same thing again and again. We see we have the same mantra, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. And we also have the same Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. We have the same Guru who is Srila Prabhupada, and our Guru Maharaj from ISKCON. So we also have the same Dham, Mayapur Dham, Vrindavan Dham. We visit the same places. So Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. Our Aradhya Bhagavan, the Bhagavan which we worship, is Krishna. Vrajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. So the more we repeat a subject, the more we internalize it, the more we imbibe the qualities of the characters who are in that narration, right? So let us start by talking about the Queen Kunti's prayers. So the context of Queen Kunti's prayers is that, as we know, the Pandavas and Kauravas fought Kurukshetra war, which lasted 18 days long, and this Kurukshetra war was fought because Duryodhana did not agree to give anything to the Pandavas, even though everything was naturally, it belonged to the Pandavas, and Pandavas were worthy souls, pious souls, devotees of the Supreme Lord, and they were qualified to take the throne. But Duryodhana and his associates conspired against the Pandavas in so many ways, as we see in the Mahabharata, and because of that, war seemed inevitable. Even though Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord, went to the Kuru assembly and requested them, please give at least 5 villages. Duryodhan said that I will not give even an iota of land which can be pierced by a needle. Specifically, that is the thing that Duryodhana said. So then they went to the war, and Pandavas won the war by Krishna's mercy, and everything was set now. So Pandavas were they became the rulers, and everything was happening normally. And then Krishna wants to go to Dwarka. So Krishna wants to go to Dwarka, and is sitting on the chariot, and he is like almost about to leave, when we see 1.8.9, this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Uttara comes there. Uttara is the wife of Abhimanyu and the mother of Parikshit Maharaj. Abhimanyu is the son of Arjuna, the third Pandava. So Uttara comes, and in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.9 we see this description. Uttaro vacha pahi pahi mahayogin deva deva jagatpate nanyam tvadabhayam pashe yatra mrityu parasparam. Uttara said, O Lord of Lords, O Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of all mystics. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. Abhidravati mamesha sharastapta yasho vibho kamam dhatu mam natha mame garbho nipatyatam. O my Lord, you are all powerful. A fiery iron arrow is coming towards me fast. My Lord, let it burn me personally if you so desire, but please do not let it burn and abort my embryo. Please do me this favor, my Lord. So here we see how Uttara is coming and praying to Krishna, and she is saying that this astra, this iron arrow which is coming, is actually the Brahmastra that is released by Ashwathama to kill the last descendant of the Pandavas, who is Parikshit Maharaj. So all the 5 sons of the Pandavas were wiped out by Ashwathama in the night, right, as we know. And then after that, before that, Abhimanyu was already killed in the Kurukshetra war, 13th day, right. So then who remains is the son of Abhimanyu, Parikshit Maharaj. And this Parikshit Maharaj is about to be killed by Ashwathama by the fiery iron arrow, that is Brahmastra, which is coming. So Uttara approaches Lord Krishna and takes complete shelter of him and asks him to protect her. If she explains that if the Brahmastra wants, it can kill her, but please don't allow it to kill the embryo in my womb. So natural motherly love is being expressed here, that mothers can give up their own life, but they want their children to be protected, safe and secure, right? So then after this, we see how Krishna is very affectionate toward his devotees. Sutta Goswami is explaining that he expanded himself into a very small form, thumb size form, and went into the womb of Uttara and saved Parikshit Maharaj from the heat of the Brahmastra, right? So then after all of these things, Queen Kunti comes there, and Queen Kunti feels extreme gratitude for all that Krishna has done to her, and done for her rather, and how he protected the Pandavas, how everything had been done by Krishna only. The kingdom had been given, the Pandavas won the war because of Krishna. Then she feels affection, she feels this mode of separation, that now Krishna is leaving, and then she starts offering prayers to Lord Krishna. This is from verse 18, which we will start now. So what we were discussing now is the context of Queen Kunti's prayers, that Krishna had done everything for the Pandavas and now Krishna is leaving to Dwarka. So out of her gratitude, Queen Kunti, out of her gratitude, separation, feelings of affection, feelings of parental feeling, because she is like aunt, or she is the aunt of Krishna. So here we see the context of Queen Kunti's prayers. Then we'll come to the first verse from Queen Kunti's prayers. Kunti uvacha namasye purusham tvadyam ishwaram prakrite param alakshyam sarva bhutanam antarbahiravastitam. So we will go word by word and see the meaning. Before that, we will read the translation. Srimati Kunti said, O Krishna, I offer my obeisances unto you because you are the original personality and are unaffected by qualities of the material world. You are existing both within and without everything, yet you are invisible to all. So here the first word that is used is Purusham. So Namasye, let me bow down to whom? Purusham, who is Krishna. So she is referring to Krishna as a the personal attribute, the personal feature of Krishna is being spoken about here. And Purusham, person, there are so many persons. To Adyam, original. So Janmadhyasya Yataha, the original personality, the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate Ishwaraha paramah Krishna. We see that he is the Adyam, Purusha Adyam, the original supreme person. Then Ishwaram, he is the person who has the ability to control. Ishwara is the somebody who has ability to control is called Ishwara, right? But there are so many Ishwaras. So now the question may come, which Ishvara Queen Kunti is talking about? No. Prakritehe Param. Somebody who is beyond the cosmos, who is beyond the influence of this material nature. So there are many small Ishvaras are there, even we are minute Ishwaras. We are controlling, let's say, our family members if we are a family man. If we are in the boss in the office, we are controlling the employees. So we are small, minute, tiny Ishwaras. But there are also Ishwaras who control Prakriti to some extent, like the demigods that are there. So Indra is controlling the rains, Surya is controlling the sunshine, Chandra is controlling the moon shine, and the nourishment of vegetables is given by Chandra. Then Agni, the fire department, Vayu, the wind god, Varuna, the waters, the god of the waters. So everything, the various chief elements of Prakriti are being or the material nature are being controlled by certain people. So the demigods, even they are also Ishwaras. So what is the difference between them and Krishna? Who exactly is Queen Kunti talking about? Prakritehe Param means somebody who is completely beyond this world. So time, so all of these demigods that are there, they are being controlled by time. But who is that person who is not being controlled by time? Who is the controller of time? That is Krishna himself. So 11.32, here we have in Bhagavad Gita, Kalosmi loka kshayakrit pravriddho. I am the time factor. So here Queen Kunti is referring to Krishna, who is that Ishvara who is completely beyond the material cosmos, and who is the controller of this cosmos. So time is that factor which can control every single person, but we see that Krishna is controlling time. So if we see in the next chapter, so we are discussing first canto 8th chapter now. In the next chapter is the passing away of Bhishma Dev, where one verse is there specifically, 1.9.14, Sarvam kalakritam manye bhavatam chayada priyam sapalo yadvashe loko vayo rivaghana. So the translation is as follows: in my opinion, this is all due to inevitable time, under whose control everyone in this in every planet is carried, just as clouds are carried by the wind. So the clouds are carried away by the wind. So clouds cannot say that I like this place, I want to stay here. No, they are carried away. Similarly, every single jiva, no matter how attached he is, how great he is, doesn't matter, at the end everybody is taken away, right? But Krishna is the supreme Ishvara whom Queen Kunti is talking about here, that let me offer my respectful obeisances to this person. He is beyond the cosmos. Then Antaha, inside, Bahihi, outside, Avasthitam, existing. Queen Kunti is explaining, we'll see the fourth line first. This is the fourth line. Antar Bahir Avasthitam. So inside there is Paramatma, outside also there is Paramatma. Paramatma is all pervading in the heart of every jiva. At the same time, he is in every single atom. That is the minutest part of the creation. So at the same time, so this is Krishna. He is inside of everything yet outside of everything. So Bhagavad Gita 7.9, 7.8 are some verses. Punyo Gandha Prithivyam cha 7.9. Here Krishna is explaining that I am the fragrance of the flowers. Tejas chasmi vibhavaso jivanam sarva bhuteshu. So Rasoham apsu kaunteya, Bhagavad Gita 7.8, that I am the taste in water. So Krishna is in every corner of the creation. Antar Bahir Avasthitam. He is existing at all places. Then Alakshyam Sarva Bhutanam, he is invisible or inaccessible to all the living entities, right? So the Lord is everywhere, but only bhakti can help the jivas, that is us, access Lord Krishna. So we can see that the simple analogy. So the YouTube video is everywhere in YouTube, right? We can find it, but one who has the correct YouTube link, only he can access that YouTube video, the correct YouTube video. If that person, one character is here and there in the link that he has, he will not access anything, or he will access some wrong video, right? So the class is everywhere in YouTube though, right? So we are seeing that the Lord is everywhere, Antar Bahir Avasthitam, but only bhakti can help us access Krishna. So she is explaining that so this factor, that bhakti will help us access Krishna, we will see more in the next verse. But for now, Queen Kunti is explaining that I am offering my obeisances to this person. He is the original of all personalities. He is the supreme controller beyond the material cosmos, and he is also invisible or inaccessible to everybody. Right? So then how can you be accessed? Right? So this is what we will see in the next verse. 1.8.19. Maya javanika channam agnya dhokshajam avyayam na lakshase moodhadrisha nato natyadharo yatha. Being beyond the range of limited sense perception, you are the eternally irreproachable factor covered by the curtain of deluding energy. You are invisible to the foolish observer, exactly as an actor dressed as a player is not recognized. Right? So let us get into this shloka also. Maya means the external illusory, means the illusory energy of the Lord. Javanika represents a curtain. Achannam means covered. So the jivas who are here in this material world, they are covered by this curtain of Maya. Agnya dhokshajam means, so Agnya, the word Agnya means somebody who is ignorant. And adhokshaja, so akshaja, so for example, aksha means the eyes, and akshaja means something which is born out of the eyes. So the what is born out of the eyes is the perception of seeing. So some knowledge that you get by seeing, that is the thing which is born out of the eyes. At the same time, we can say vision, tears, etc. are born out of the eyes. But the main thing is that the perception of seeing, the vision, is born out of the eyes. So we can see that adhokshaja means, so this logic can be extended to other senses also, that something which is so the perception we gain from hearing, from tasting, smelling, all of these things. Krishna is beyond all of these things. Adhokshaja means above the perception of the material senses. This is what Queen Kunti is explaining here. So limited sense perception, right? So this is why we can't see Krishna is inconceivable, cannot be understood by the perception of the material senses. So here it is explained that Krishna is approachable by everybody. So Krishna is that person who is online 24/7, and he is your follower for lifetimes and more lifetimes, unlimited lifetimes to come, and the unlimited lifetimes that were which we have taken earlier. So he is our eternal follower. He is ready to hear us at all times, and he is ready to give us what we need. But why we still cannot see him? Because we are covered by Maya. Maya Javanika Achannam. We are covered by this curtain of Maya. So we cannot see Krishna. So invisible to the foolish observer, Queen Kunti says. Right? So this is a very important point, that when we don't have knowledge about something, we cannot understand it properly, even if it is exhibited by the greatest person, and it is even if the greatest thing is being exhibited, if we don't have knowledge about it, we cannot understand anything. For example, let's say there is a classical dance, Indian classical dance, that is a performance is happening on the stage. So Kuchipudi, Kathakali, etc. So if somebody has no knowledge about dance, so there are certain ways in which the movements are made in the dance. So if somebody doesn't know anything about dance, he will think, what has happened to this person? Maybe something has, maybe some ant has gone into his kurta, or maybe some cockroach has gone into his pocket. So why is he moving like this? So we can see some traditional Indian ragas also, like this. The ragas, meter and the tune of the ragas goes in certain ways. So if we don't know anything about that raga, then we cannot appreciate. So we will think, what has happened to this person? Like is he okay? Is he hungry or something? What has happened to him? Like this, we can't understand, right? If we don't know, if we don't have any knowledge. So similarly, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. All the leelas, all the books, everything is present in front of us. Prabhupada has given us everything. Acharyas have given us everything, but we still cannot understand Krishna, because we don't know the importance of this knowledge. We are covered by this curtain of Maya. So that is why these verses are extremely important, highlighting the basic yet most often overlooked things. So the most basic yet the most important things, which is that the jiva is covered by Maya. This directly points to the attachment of the jivas and how they are under the control of the illusory energy, that they can't see the reality, right? So now somebody may ask that, okay, so Queen Kunti in these two verses has offered her prayers to Lord Krishna, and then in the next verse she is describing why the jivas cannot approach Krishna. She says in the first verse that you are antar alakshyam sarva bhutanam, you cannot be seen by any living entity. And then here she is explaining that nalakshase mudha drisha, you cannot be observed by the foolish observer. So now the question somebody may ask, ki who can know Krishna then? Right? So Krishna is invisible to all, and the foolish observer cannot see Krishna. Means who can know Krishna? How to know Krishna? So this is something which we will see in the next verse number 20. Tatha paramahamsanam muninam amalatmanam bhakti yoga vidhanartham katam pashyemahi striyah. You yourself descend to propagate the transcendental science of devotional service unto the heart of advanced transcendentalists and mental speculators who are purified by being able to discriminate between matter and spirit. How then can we women know you perfectly? Right? So over here, three kinds of people, great personalities are described. Paramahamsas, first one, who are the advanced transcendentalists. Muninam, the great philosophers or mental speculators. Amalatmanam, those whose minds are competent to discern between spirit and matter. These three categories, they are highly self-realized and intelligent souls. They are able to see what is right from what is wrong, and they are able to understand what is dharma, what is adharma, what is piety, what is sin. So they can distinguish, and they are intelligent, and they can their hearts are purified. They can reveal this thing to the other jivas who are in this world. So the Lord himself is descending. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam yada yada hi dharmasya. We are seeing that the Kunti Maharani explains that the Lord himself is coming and giving this knowledge. So who can know Krishna? These three kinds of people. So self-realized souls who can discriminate between what is right and what is wrong, who have the knowledge to see the reality, they can understand Krishna. They are not covered by this curtain of Maya. So the curtain of Maya has been removed in the curtain of Maya that was in front of them has been removed by their strong sadhana, by their or maybe because of for sadhaka bhaktas, by their strong sadhana it gets removed. For the eternally liberated souls, they are already liberated. They don't have this curtain. So we see that these three categories are extremely fixed on this path of bhakti. But now the question comes, how can somebody know? So okay, now one question is answered, that these three people can know Krishna. But how can they know? Bhakti yoga vidhanartham. By this process of bhakti, the science of devotional service, when we execute it with selfless motive and ahaituki apratihata vasudeve bhagavate bhakti yoga prayojita, all of these verses, they describe the characteristic of bhakti, how unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service when executed can help us understand Krishna very nicely. So anyone who has bhakti can know Krishna. Right? So we will be seeing this in a detailed explanation in the next verses, explaining that the bhakti of Queen Kunti is just overflowing in the next verses that are upcoming. So then we see this last last line, Katham Pashyema Histriya. So Queen Kunti is explaining, how can a woman like me know you perfectly? So out of her humility, she is saying that if this great transcendentalist cannot understand you, then how can a woman like me understand you? Right? So, but we see that understanding of the Lord does not depend on gender. This does not mean that a woman cannot understand Krishna. In fact, Queen Kunti, we see how in the next verses, how much she has understood Krishna. It is revealed, like so much, how much she understood Krishna, and how much bhakti she has in her heart. In fact, this is much more than the great advanced transcendentalists and sages also. So we will be seeing this in the verses that are coming ahead. Will simply reveal this thing, how much is the greatness of the love, the affection, the devotion that Queen Kunti has for Krishna. But out of her humility, she is explaining this thing in this way, that how can I know you perfectly. Text 21. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cowherd men of Vrindavana, and the enlivener of cows and the senses. So this is the description of Krishna and his Leelas. A small glimpse is given here that how Queen Kunti is explaining the greatness of Krishna in the first three verses. Then she is saying that how can I know you perfectly. So then after that she says, so therefore let me bow down unto you. So you are the son of Vasudeva, you are the pleasure of Devaki, you are the boy of Nanda and the cowherd men of Vrindavan, and you are Govinda, the giver of pleasure to the cows and the senses. Hrishikesha. Right? Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So this is a small description of the pastimes that are given of Krishna. So how the three parents of Krishna are described here: Devaki, Vasudev and Nanda. Now somebody may ask a very important question. Yashoda Mata is the most advanced of everybody. In fact, she has more love for Krishna than these three devotees also. Why her name is not mentioned here? The simple answer is that the verses that are coming ahead, in some of those verses, Queen Kunti will explicitly describe the Leela of Mother Yashoda. So now she has not described Mother Yashoda here. So we will see in the upcoming verses that Queen Kunti has explicitly described this Leela of Mother Yashoda, especially the binding of Krishna. Right? So now let's move ahead. Namaha, text 22. Namaha Pankaja Nabhaya, Namaha Pankaja Maline, Namaha Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangrahe. My respectful obeisances are unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with a depression like a lotus flower, who is always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers, and whose glance is as cool as the lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotuses. Right? So we are seeing how Queen Kunti is first of all offering obeisances to the abdomen, the navel region. Then she goes to the face, and then she comes down to the lotus feet. So one may ask, why she has not started directly from the lotus feet? Because Supreme Lord, right? Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, we always start from the lotus feet and then go up above. But why Queen Kunti has not done that? Simple reason, that she is a parent, she is an aunt, she is in a parental relationship. So if she starts with feet, then Krishna may feel very awkward and very uneasy. So for that simple reason, she starts with the, so she says, let me start from the navel, then goes up to face and then comes down to feet. Now one very important thing that we may talk, why lotus only has been used to describe Krishna? Lotus comes from a pond, and in that pond there is all mud. But we see that even though the lotus is coming from a place where mud is there, it is still pure, it is still not untouched by the mud. So although Krishna descends from the spiritual world to this material world, which is dirty, which is like filth, which is the impure, right? Still his sweetness, his purity, his beauty, attributes, name, form, pastimes, they still remain as they are. Those glories of those attributes of Krishna remain as they are. Krishna doesn't diminish, Krishna doesn't become impure or become less beautiful because he has come into this material world. So this is why the lotus and Krishna, the comparison has been made. But Krishna is much better than the lotus. He is much more beautiful, much more pure than the lotus. But one thing we should understand is that we always use the best things that are possible to describe Krishna. Lotus is the most spotless, most wonderful thing we can find. That is why we use it to describe Krishna. Alongside lotus, even the moon also may be used to describe Krishna's face. So when Mahaprabhu was born, the face of Mahaprabhu resembled the brilliance of millions of moons, so much so that even the moon hid his face in shame of Mahaprabhu. That is why this lotus is used to describe Krishna, and the moon also can be one more thing which we can use to describe Krishna. So now let's move on to the next verse, text 23. So this is the last verse we will be discussing for today, part 1. So yatha hrishikesh khalena devaki kamsena ruddhati chiram sucharpita vimochita ham cha sahatmaja vibho tvayeva nathena muhur vipad ganat. O Hrishikesha, master of the senses and lord of lords, you have released your mother Devaki, who was so long imprisoned and distressed by the envious king Kamsa, and me and my children from a series of constant dangers. Right. So here the brother and sister description has been explained. Kamsa troubled Devaki, right? And at the same time there is one more brother who troubled his sister in Krishna Leela, that is Rukmi. Rukmi troubled his sister Rukmini. So this is a small comparison we are trying to make here, that how Kamsa, he was almost about to kill Devaki on the day of her marriage, not out of fun. He was actually literally he was about to kill, and he imprisoned her on her marriage day only. And this is the thing that is explained by Queen Kunti here. Now Queen Kunti is making a very small and subtle comparison here. Krishna saved her 5 sons, but he did not save Devaki's 6 sons. Right? So at the same time we see that this is a comparison that is being made where she is thanking Krishna ki, oh my dear nephew Krishna, you have saved my 5 sons, but you did not save your mother's first 6 sons. So one more comparison also we can make, that Krishna saved Vasudeva, but Krishna didn't save Pandu. So Kunti could have also blamed Krishna ki, you saved Devaki's husband, but you did not save my husband. So very important learning and lesson we have from here is that we always have the opportunity to either blame or to thank Krishna. So this is the learning. This comes from the maturity in bhakti. So we can either blame Krishna or we can thank Krishna. So Queen Kunti is thanking the Lord for whatever is given to her. So maturity in bhakti means that even miseries can be seen as mercy. We will discuss this thing in a few minutes, that even misery can be seen as mercy if maturity is there in bhakti. And if a person is immature in this path of pure devotional service, even mercy can be seen as misery. So this is a very important thing that is explained here, and Prabhupada is giving a logic in the purport that Kunti Devi was shown far more favor because Lord Krishna did not save the other children of Devaki, whereas he saved the children of Kunti Devi. This was because Devaki's husband Vasudeva was living, whereas Kunti Devi was a widow and there was none to help her except Krishna. The conclusion is that Krishna puts more favor to a devotee who is in greater danger. Very important point. One who is more dependent on Krishna gets more attention from Krishna. One who has other sources, which means somebody who is trying to lord it over the material nature, who doesn't accept the supremacy of Krishna, who has some other kind of material security, he gets little less attention from Krishna. So because who are more dependent on Krishna, like Queen Kunti Devi, her husband was gone, so her only help is Krishna. So Krishna is helping her. So one who has more dependence, he gets more attention, right? So we see that calamities. So calamities, as we have explained here, that Pandu died. Queen Kunti, Pandu died when her children were very young, and there were so many calamities that happened to her children. We will be discussing them in the upcoming verses also in the next part, right? So we see that calamity is coming in Queen Kunti's life at every step. How Queen Kunti is describing how Krishna saved her at every moment, right? So we discussed previously that we will come to this in a few minutes. We are here now, that calamity is something which gives devotees opportunities to surrender more to Krishna. Because of all these calamities, Kunti is getting opportunity to surrender more to Krishna and remember Krishna more. In fact, Queen Kunti is saying, Vipadaha santutaha shashvat tatra tatra jagadguru bhavato darshanam yatsyada punar bhava darshanam, that even I want these calamities again and again, so that I can remember you, right? I can remember you at every step. So please give me all these calamities, so I can see you. If I see you, then I will have no contact with the birth and death, the janma mrityu jara vyadhi. Person will immediately get liberated. So this is all these things we'll be seeing in the next part. But for now, since we have slightly touched this point of calamity regarding Queen Kunti, and the Pandu was died, but Vasudeva was saved by Krishna. So this calamities part, we slightly touched it. So let us also discuss something upon it. So calamity is something which gives devotees opportunities to surrender more to Krishna. Difficulty is not an obstacle. So we see that Srimad Bhagavatam 10.88.8. So as a conclusion, we can read this verse and stop. So we are now slowly touching that part of calamity where Queen Kunti, now she will elaborate more and explain on all the calamities that she had and how Krishna saved her. So yes, Shri Bhagavan uvacha yasya hamanugrihnaami harishyet dhanam shanaihi tato dhanam tyajantyasya swajana dukkha dukkhitam the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, if I especially favor someone, I will gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then the relatives and friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandon him. In this way, he suffers one distress after another. And then in the next verse, he says, when he becomes frustrated in his attempts to make money and instead befriends my devotees, I bestow special mercy upon him. So Krishna is, this is the verse which even Prabhupada reflected upon during the time when his business his business was going down and downhill and making losses, and he was not able to make any money. So he did not have any money, and his family members were increasingly, they were leaving him because he was adopting this philosophy of Krishna consciousness, which he had his family members were not keen to assist him in this path. So he was losing all his money, and gradually his family members, everybody were deserting him also. So he remembers this verse. This is the verse which Prabhupada remembered, that if Krishna shows special mercy to somebody, he will give them calamities, meaning that he will gradually deprive them of all their wealth. We are seeing how Yudhishthir Maharaj in the gambling match, he lost everything and just went to the forest. Queen Kunti, how since the beginning, Pandu, he killed the sage Kindama, and then with Pandu, Queen Kunti also left to the forest to atone, and there in the forest only Pandu died. So since the beginning, Queen Kunti has been shown this mercy by Lord Krishna, that gradually deprive him of his wealth. So all these calamities that are coming, they are simply taken up. The devotees want it more and more upon them, just so that they can simply surrender to Lord Krishna, and they can increase their faith more. So devotee is somebody who trusts Krishna in all kinds of situations, and he never leaves Krishna's shelter. So Prahlad faced so many difficulties. We are seeing he still took shelter. There are other great devotees also, like Queen Kunti and Draupadi, specifically Pandavas. They all faced a lot of difficulties. So what are the difficulties, and how Krishna saved Queen Kunti from all of these difficulties, and how Queen Kunti is expressing her gratitude to Krishna for all of these things, we will see it in the next session. So for now I'll conclude. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dandavad Pranam.